Hey, this is Slightly Fast, and I'm having a good day. Yes. If you heard my bad day the other day, it was very bad. It was shockingly bad, and I was giving up all hope. Oh, my life. But now things have turned around, and I can laugh at the haters. Ha ha, haters. Yes, you can't get me, you haters from 1164 and Facebook and CSDB. Commodore Senior Drama Base, as we'll refer to it from now on. Just so you don't go there. It's not necessary to go there. And you don't have to put your releases on CSDB because they don't care about the community. And if you put a community game on there, they'll crack it and distribute it and laugh at you. Huh. It's great. It's so supportive. Anyway, I won't go on about that anymore because I'm having a good day. Last night, I got quite inspired about the Ink D020 project. I mentioned it briefly on previous videos, and it expanded exponentially since then. I got all the content, several more interviews, and made an article version of the introduction to 6510 assembly coding article. And last night I worked out. I got desperate because I did a basic layout for the magazine in Word and Publisher because this is all I had, and because Adobe InDesign wouldn't work. Well, my slightly pirated copy wouldn't work, and then I went back to Blurb's free software, Bookwrite, which I thought was very basic when I first looked at it. And then last night I worked it out, and it's probably much better than InDesign could ever be. It's specifically made to do modular advanced designs, and if I could design web pages in the same way that I could design with that, then we'd be looking at some pretty nice web pages, and I might look into that. Yeah, that'd make a cool tool. Alright, okay, that's a side project for me I just thought of. Anyway, I basically went to Blurb with my finished magazine after about 4 hours of working on it. And it's got a whole new design with screenshots and advanced design layouts. And Blurb allows you to upload it straight from the software if you've got the right amount of pages. I only had 49. It has to be a multiple of 4 because of the way the pages are printed. So it's got 52 pages in the end. I filled it out with advertisements from Google Images, joke ones. You know, old advertisements from Commodore 64 and a new magazine. It's hilarious. And also I got the banners from the Commodore Banner Exchange, the best ones, and of the sites that I like, and put them in the magazine as advertisements for placeholders. Because this is the zero preview issue. It's not a real issue of the magazine. A real issue of the magazine would have more code in it for a start, and I've got all that lined up with a few scene authors already. They'll be disappointed they couldn't be in this issue, but this issue is packed full of interviews and a little bit of code, so it'll be good. The interviews are all about code, and they're about game and demo development, so you find it very interesting extension to this channel. Now I've got the PDF version of the magazine right here. You can buy that on the shop channel, which the description will link to, for $2 US. And I get that $2 US profit, and I put it in my pocket, and I make more videos. And I make a new magazine, and I've set up a Patreon for the Ink D020 as well, separate from this Patreon, and it's much more ambitious than this Patreon, and it should be. And also, you can buy a professionally print-on-demand printed color magazine with a glossy cover and 52 pages and retro advertisements in it for only $15 US, and I only get $2 profit on that because it's a print-on-demand price. But if you can wait until January 10th to buy the print edition, I'm going to buy $1,000 worth in bulk, and I'll be able to bring the price right down to about $8. And then I'm going to have an 8GB SD card loaded with all the coolest software for the Commodore 64 and all the latest PC tools. And that you'll get the magazine with the cover disc, which is actually an SD card, and that will be how the magazine is distributed in future. Not through Blurb, it'll be distributed through me. I won't have a Blurb page for it. Okay, and I was going to sort of Kickstarter just to fund that, but I've got $1,000 on January 10th, and I'm going to spend it on the magazine. I was going to buy a new computer, save up another $1,000, buy a $2,300 gaming PC, but I've just fixed the boot driver in this computer, and there's nothing wrong with it. It's only a 3-year-old computer, but the boot drive failed, and I panicked, and I lost all my source codes and everything, just as I was starting this adventure. So we've got the magazine here, and just click to open it. My Acrobat's fucked. Whoops. Didn't say that. Now we've got the front cover. That's the front cover there. And the editorial, which explains the whole story. No. Get away, Skype. And just to get rid of that horrible Skypiness, some music on in the background. Then we're going to take up the Phantom Karate Devils, and that's really pixely, but it kind of looks good to leave that one. We've got the contents page. Now, I haven't laid this out properly. I thought the contents page would be over two pages, but apparently it's not. I'm not sure if it's print magazine it is, or what. I suspect I've done it wrong. So I'm going to have to add another page in there. I'm going to release another edition of this magazine with proper fixed design on Wednesday when I get paid. So we've got the introduction. I'm going to turn this down a bit. We've got the introduction to 6510 assembly coding article, which is an article version of the one that was on the channel. Then we've got Algorithm talking about his demo Algo Dreams and his life with Commodore 64 in the demo scene. Then we've got Jonas Lindbergh, also known as the mad scientist of the Computer Force, and he reveals all about his game development career and his life with Commodore 64. And then he interviewed me as a bit of a joke, and so you can meet Slightly Bardfast and learn all about me and my career. And then we've got the developer of the Seek Redux engine, the amazing engine that lets you make a whole new amazing shoot-em-ups out of shoot games. Martin Piper speaks all about it. And then we used his engine to digitally remaster in a pure fashion the Final Attack, and called it the Final Attack 2017 Redux Remastered Edition. And I put it on CSDB, and they whacked a shoot label on it. Thanks very much for ruining my release. So I'm setting up my own scene database on D020, and it's going to be better than theirs, and it's going to be mobile friendly, which theirs isn't. And theirs is just going to die in the arse in the end, and mine isn't. Mine's going to thrive. It's going to have a whole community of assholes. Then we have Richard Bayless behind the new mention, and then we have on the slab with the one and only Kadabra of Passion and Metal Warrior fame. And lastly, we've got the guy behind the C64 port of this Apple game Genius, Dan Liberani. He's not well known, but his game's great, and he does a great interview. Now, see, we've got some of the banners that I've turned into advertisements for the magazine. They're just placeholders. No one's getting paid for these ads. I just put them in there because I like these particular websites, and I haven't linked them or anything. But in the next magazine, you'll be able to have linked ads, advertisements in my magazine. You pay me, and it'll be very cheap. We're talking an ad like that scene right out there. It costs you $20. An ad that takes half a page will cost you $50. An ad that takes a whole page will cost you $100. Another ad, lots of screenshots. Scroll, more screenshots. An article about the debacle that happened with the code acquisition. I described everything that happened that night, and it was really bloody terrible, and I almost gave up because of that. but I didn't, and we've got this magazine now because I didn't give up. So you can all fuck yourselves, haters. Sorry for swearing for my younger viewers, but I almost had a really bad time over that. And now look what I've come out with. A real printed magazine running $15 or $2 US for a digital version. There's an article about me, it's got lots of screenshots of my demos. And then Martin Piper, he's just the developer of Super Redux. I didn't think I'd be able to find a lot of screenshots of him, but he's actually been pretty prolific. He actually goes into code in his interview, which is interesting. Now let's see, I've made much use of those banners, and half the page is filled up with banners. Then we've got the Super Redux article, and I couldn't play through the game, it was too hard. But I'll take more screenshots for the new edition on Wednesday, 1.0A. The free children's bit pixely, but it looks good. This Kid of the Corner looks perfect, but that one is way too pixely, I'll be replacing that. Richard Bayless. That one is too pixely. Better Warriors, good, that's alright. Better Warriors screenshots. That one's good. That one's good, that one's too pixely. That's the end of the magazine. Now the gunship one looked really amazing on my editor, but in print it doesn't look so great, so I'll be replacing that as well. So that's the magazine, and it's got 52 pages. It'll probably take about 2 hours to read the whole thing, and of course it'd be much nicer to have as a printed version. But if you want the printed version, I suggest waiting until January 10th. It's probably about mid-January, and I'll be able to ship out a few hundred copies at about $8 a copy with an SD card, so it'll come out to about $12, and you will see how we go. I know the SD card costs about $5, so there'll still be $15, but you'll get an SD card loaded with software, including C64 Studio CH or C64 Studio Shay Codec Edition. Now it's got a self-executable install, which is very professional, I think, way of distributing it. And to distinguish myself apart from C64 Studio, I'm now going to call it the C64 Code Hacking Studio to distinguish myself apart from this project. Because I plan to recompile it and change it entirely. Just press extract and it extracts it, but I don't want to extract it. So that's the magazine, and I hope that, you know, even if you feel you don't want to support the Patreon at this point, that's fair enough, because I haven't given you a lot of information, only about 6 videos. But if you would like to support my projects, and I have many, then please buy the magazine for $2, or even get the printed version for $15, and I'll get $2 profit on that. I don't get $2 profit on the printed version, and I get $2 profit on the ebook version. I get the whole profit on the ebook. I could charge a lot more for the ebook, but I won't, because this is a preview issue. Now the next issue will probably cost you $5 for the ebook, and it'll still be $15 for the printed version, which I think is very reasonable, because the $5 one you'll be able to download the cover disc from Dropbox. Okay, well that's all I've got to say, and have a happy day, because I have, and everything's going awesome. The project's on track, and I might even start the Mega magazine called Rock Lobster, so the Mega Coders Digest. I'm seriously considering it. I've made up the front cover already, and that'll take another few weeks. Okay, so support my Patreon, download the magazine, or buy the printed version. There's a link to my new Patreon project in there. You can support that if you want. It's much more worthy than this one. This one's too young in the project. And that's all for me, and it's goodbye from me, and hello to code. Good afternoon.